Call the village board meeting to order. Let the record reflect it is Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021 at 7:36 p.m. This meeting is being conducted pursuant to Governor Pritzker's Disaster Proclamation, Public Act 101-0640, which amends requirements of the Open Meetings Act due to COVID-19 pandemic. Although remote attendance is an option for the board members, are all present. Thus, we do not need to confirm the audio. All the materials for this meeting are available on the village's website. We recommend the members and the public follow the agenda as posted. For the items with public comment, after members have spoken, I will forward public comment as follows. Once I, the chair, have a list of all public commenters, I will call on each person present at the meeting and afford them 3 minutes for their comment. Further time, up to an additional 3 minutes, may be granted by a motion of the village board. The public was also provided the opportunity to submit a request until noon today by email to the clerk's office at tinleypark.org, or by placing the written request in the drop box at the village hall to participate publicly via a live telephone call at the relevant portion of the public meeting, and Laura Gadet will call you. The public was provided the opportunity to submit written comments until noon today by emailing their public comments to the clerk's office at tinleypark.org, or by placing their written comment in the drop box at the village hall. Written comments will not be read aloud, and finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. At this time, now let us begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Brady.
Present.
Trustee Brennan.
Present.
Trustee Galante.
Here.
Trustee Mahoney.
Present.
Trustee Mueller.
Here.
Trustee Sullivan. Here. President Glass.
Present. Item number 1, do we have a motion to consider approval of the agenda?
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
Roll call for item 1. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 2, consider approval of the minutes of the special village board meeting held on July 20th, 2021. We have a motion?
Motion.
We have a second?
Second. Roll call for item 2. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have item number 3, receive presentation of the Tinley Park Business Spotlight from President Glatz and Clerk Therian. Clerk Therian, would you like to go first?
I'd like to introduce Love's Sweet Arrow. Love's Sweet Arrow is located at 17024 South Oak Park Avenue and has been in Tinley Park for 2 years now. It is jointly owned by Roseanne and Marissa Backlund. They are only one of 2 bookstores focused on the romance novel genre in the entire country, the other being located in Los Angeles, California. Please join me in welcoming Roseanne Backlund of Love's Sweet Arrow.
Thank you very much. Well, I don't need to tell you how exciting it is to be in Tinley Park, one of 2 in the whole country, because you already heard. Thank you. So I should let you know that we also have a children's and a young adult section. And any book, we don't carry Stephen King, but we could get Stephen King, just to let you know. Okay, so we've been open for 2 years. And the reason we opened is because it's really hard to find romance books in regular bookstores. You have to search through the fiction section, or they just will tell you we don't carry it. And you only go around once, so why not do what you want to do? Our hours are currently Thursdays through Sundays from 11 to 6. However, on our website, Love Sweet Arrow, you can order books 24/7. In March of 2020, we moved to virtual events, as all of us have. And we have our own YouTube channel, and we have 50 different author events, interviews, and panels that you could go up on our YouTube channel and watch. So we brought the authors right into your house since you couldn't come meet them live. We're slowly opening our live events in the store. Some of the events we have are we have monthly book clubs, we have author meet and greets, authors come in and read from their books, and the funnest one of all is signings. We love featuring new romance authors, And we've had numerous events with local authors, and I don't think people realize how many romance writers live within the next 50 miles. We carry a wide range of self-published authors as well as traditionally published, and we have a very diverse selection of books. We have quite a few local readers who order non-romance against Stephen King. We also carry candles, soaps, and we work with Midwest women-owned companies to provide those in our store. And we also have shirts. And all of our upcoming live and virtual events are listed on our webpage. I hope to see you all in the store soon. Thank you.
Next, we have Brady Gill Funeral Home. They are located at 166 in Oak Park Avenue, and they have 7 employees. They are celebrating their 1-year anniversary of purchasing the business. Please join me in welcoming Melissa Christensen of Brady Gill Funeral Home.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for having me here today in the Business Spotlight. As you said, I'm Melissa Christensen. I own Brady Gill Funeral Home at 16600 Oak Park Avenue. Brady Brothers was founded in 1909 at 36 in Halsted in Bridgeport, Illinois. In 1964, Brady Gill Funeral Home was established in Evergreen Park. In 1988, Tim and Mike Gill expanded to Tinley Park. Tim and Mike sold the Evergreen Park location 8 years ago, and Mike retired shortly after that. Tim remained until last year on August 7, 2020, when I purchased the funeral home from him. I've been in the funeral business for 15 years. Since graduating from Worsham College of Mortuary Science, I have worked for small family-owned firms as well as corporations. I've learned so much from both and met amazing mentors along the way. My husband and I live in Moni, but plan to relocate to Tinley Park area soon. Our daughter McCrae is in 8th grade at St. George. She plays club volleyball and plans to attend Providence High School next year. Our son Tyler is married, living in Plainfield with his wife Bridget, whom he met at Eastern Illinois. My husband Bob is a detective for Matson Police Department for 20 years. We've made a few changes to the funeral home. We turned the casket room to a spacious lounge for families to bring food and gather. We've added a new sound system which allows us to stream any genre of music families choose, as well as a camera, 2 75-inch TVs with streaming capabilities, bringing families from far away to participate in the funeral services. We are a full-service funeral home. We offer traditional burials, cremation services, and prearranged funerals. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, meeting the needs of our grieving families. There's a difference in funeral homes, and we're making it. It's just about a year I've been in Tinley Park. Even with the challenges of COVID, it's been a good year. I've met many people through the Chamber who have been so welcoming to us. We are fortunate to be in Tinley Park, where the Chamber offers a lot of opportunities for small businesses to market inexpensively. Since taking over, our neighbors have shown gracious acceptance of our changing of hands. We are committed to the great legacy the Brady Gill family has left for us to carry on. We look forward to what the future with Tinley Park community brings. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of your Business Spotlight. Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa.
If I may, Mr. Mayor, just to let you know, dear, Melissa, those 2 Brady boys that started were my great uncles.
Oh, really?
Yes, Pete Brady that came later on.
Okay.
Yes, that's it.
I think we met at the open house.
Yes, we did, just a year ago.
The bill from like early 1900s.
Yes, absolutely. I still had the bill at my grandfather's funeral, so. No problem. Have a good day.
The funny one.
It's a long time ago, Bill. Item number 4, Trustee Mahoney.
Consider adopting ordinance 2021-0-052, approving an amendment to Title III, Chapter 32, increasing the number of commissioners on the Advisory Commission on Labor and Development.
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis.
The village president would like to increase the number of commissioners from 9 to 10, that they are appointed to the Advisory Commission on Labor and Development. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public?
Roll call for item 4. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 5, I would like to ask for a motion to consider the following commission appointments for fiscal year 2022 for sister cities Environmental Enhancement, and Advisory Commission on Labor and Development.
I'll make that motion.
Have a second? Thank you, Colleen. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public?
Roll call for item number 5, trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 6. May I have a motion to consider approval of the consent agenda items? I have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you. The consent agenda items have been publicly posted, and they are available for review according to the Illinois Open Meetings Act. And there's been a copy at the door for anyone that is here today with us. Would anyone from the board like any of these items removed from the consent agenda? Madam Clerk, you call the roll.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 7, Trustee Mueller.
Thank you. I move we consider adopting ordinance 2021-0-053, amending Chapter 32 of the Village Code, the Zoning Board of Appeals.
We have a second?
I'll second it.
Thanks, Bill. Go ahead,
Thank
Mike.
you, Bill. This ordinance will amend the municipal code to establish a concurrent membership of Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals. The members of the Plan Commission shall also serve as members of the Zoning Board of Appeals, and the chair of the Plan Commission shall also serve as the chair of the Zoning Board of Appeals. This item was considered at the Committee of the Whole, where we had a discussion, and that was just prior to this meeting. This ordinance is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thanks, Mike. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public?
Roll call for item 7, trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
No.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 8, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting resolution number 2021-R-069, approving and accepting the 163rd Street in Harlem LLC final plat of subdivision and plat of vacation for Pete's Fresh Market at 16300 Harlem Avenue.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thanks, Bill. Go ahead, Mike.
Pete's Fresh Market has requested final approval of the plats on the property located at 16300 Harlem Avenue in the B3 PUD zoning district. The Plan Commission reviewed the final plat of subdivision and the plat of vacation at the June 17th, 2021 meeting and recommended approval with a vote of 5-0. This resolution is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thanks, Mike. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public?
Roll call for item number 8, trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Item number 9, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting ordinance 2021-R-049, authorizing a shed size variance at 19330 Edgebrook Lane, the Jerzak property.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Diane. The petitioner, Daniel Jerzak, is seeking a variation from the zoning ordinance to permit a 448 square foot storage shed instead of the maximum permitted 200 square feet. The Zoning Board of Appeals held a public hearing on July 8, 2021, and voted 4-0 to recommend approval of the variation request in accordance with plans and findings of fact in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thank you. Any questions from the board on this?
I do. With Brookside Glen, I know it's an association, do they have their own set of requirements that go outside of the village ordinances for
The
something
HUD?
like this?
I don't believe it does.
No. It's
when
just so big.
It is.
This is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, the size of it's really big, and I know there was ice, I was trying to find the view of it. I just wondering like what the neighbors think, if it's obstructing their view and, just kind of, Has there been anybody?
The petitioner's here today. Do you want, he actually asked all the neighbors if you want to.
Yeah, because I know you don't want to say yes to something and then people coming back and then they're complaining that you obstructed their view, so.
Dan, do you want to come up to the mic and talk about that?
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Dan.
Do you want to just talk about how you talk to the neighbors?
Yeah, both my neighbors, they're the only ones that could kind of see it. One neighbor won't be able to see it at all, and then the neighbor to my right, or I guess more to the east, he actually has a tree that's blocking the view. He'll see a part of it, but most of his view is all the trees and everything that's in his yard. And I spoke to both of them, and they did not have any issues with it at all, so.
Thanks, Dan.
My only concern with it, Dan, is it's 448 feet, which is roughly 24% more than what the ordinance is. And I watched the ZBA meeting. It was done really well by Kimberly, the commission, yourself. You weren't even quite sure if that's what you're building, so I'm not quite sure how we know it's 448 feet if you're not.
Those.
You just, because what you said is you introduced a photo of something, which was absolutely beautiful. I would live in it if I had one of those.
Those are the squares that I want, so that's the pad that I want. As far as what the building is gonna look like, I am going very similar to that. I think the only discrepancy there was the siding is gonna match the house, because I'm having the house re-sided. So I'm kinda waiting to see what happens, so I could match the house to the oversized shed.
And then,
So as far as the picture goes, I mean, it's gonna be as similar as it can be to that. I've
Okay.
spoken with the company and
and I completely understand the lot size. I mean, your lot is massive. It really is. You're at one of those corners where it's bigger than most. The only thing I'm afraid of is this will become the precedence for everyone else. Once they see that go up, you're gonna see other homeowners, they don't have the same lot size. Now, they're gonna want something, they're gonna say, well, Dan has one, why didn't we get one? That's my only concern with something that's that large. I mean, it's not like 250 feet or something. I mean, it's 2.25 times the normal amount. That's my only concern. I mean, it's huge. It's 28 feet long.
yeah,
I mean,
Okay,
about 16,
I mean,
yeah.
the purpose was, at the meeting, was for a lawnmower, a snow blower, and a spreader. I mean, what's all that extra space for that you would need that?
I do my own maintenance on everything. I'm a automotive engineering teacher. Not that I'm gonna make it a garage, I actually hate cars. But, a workbench, some place to do work. My mailbox is rotted apart, and, every time I need to hang a picture in the house, I have to pull 3 cars out of the garage to get all my tools going. I hope to do work in there with my son in the future. I mean, it's not, I'm not gonna run a business or anything out of there. It's with a riding lawnmower and some spreaders and things like that, there goes half the space, and the other half the space is tools and bench equipment.
All right, so it won't really be then for the snow blower, and
Well, it
it'll be
will.
mostly for the bench.
About half of it would be for that, and the other half would be to house the maintenance equipment.
Okay.
One more comment, if I may?
I'm sorry?
One more comment, if I may?
Yeah, go ahead.
I did think that the zoning board of appeals addressed that precedent set. They basically said, how do we ensure that folks don't come back and ask for the same size? They said it was based on the lot size during that meeting. I think that's something that we can have our commissioners hold to, and that's certainly the standard that I'm gonna hold to in the future. We can accommodate this size of shed when it's on this size property, and this one is pretty unique to Brookside Glen.
It is, but unfortunately, you're gonna raise that question of, it's gonna be the same house that everyone used for precedent, that, well, this is what they did, And I think what you're gonna end up having, if you allow this, is you're gonna have a lot more homes requesting the same size, and what if they're, 200 square feet less, their square footage of their lot or something? How are you gonna decipher then the difference where, oh, well, his was X amount, yours is just under it, we can't allow it? I think you're, again, that's kind of why you set these ordinances up, however you guys wanna handle it. I think you're opening, a Pandora's box in Brookside Glen with sheds.
Appreciate it.
With the, plan commission, did,
It was ZBA. ZBA.
Was there a set number on the square footage that was, figured out, so
Correct, 448 square feet.
448, as far as like the land accepting, like, a structure like this, that the
It was
property
listed,
has to have?
it was listed in the findings of fact that the lot size was one of the rationales, but the actual lot size, I want to say is 6, sorry, I highlighted it.
And the
here.
ZBA, Dennis, did say they were concerned about setting precedent for it.
Okay. So it comes down to 28 by 16?
Correct. I think the
Is
zoning
that a
board,
shed,
was,
or
Yeah.
is that an addition?
a shed.
Call it a
Yeah,
shed,
I
but
mean,
I think it's more than a shed. It is beautiful. Okay.
It is, if that was the thing, I would want that for a playhouse. If I was a little kid, I think the picture was beautiful.
It's a 20,266 square foot lot where the zoning district allows a minimum of a 13,000 square foot lot. That's a minimum, I mean, you can go higher.
I also think too, like, I know you're worried about setting precedents on this, but with the lot sizes that are typical in Brookside Glen, I don't know who else would want this, but it would take up the whole yard, where his yard is.
You may not
Is
get
it
the
twice
four,
as big? Is your yard square
Yeah.
footage wise, about twice as big as the
At
average
least.
lot?
I think the zoning board also spoke about making a minimum square footage law to go over the 200 feet and creating some kind of sub-law to the law already in place.
maybe they'll want 300, 350 size square foot sheds. It just, there's no ending once you open that door, but whatever you guys wanna do. Once you open the door, you're not gonna be able to say no to anyone else.
Or is there anything you're considering like a little bit smaller, or is this what you
Well,
want and this what you're asking?
Originally, I think in the laws, it says, if it's bigger, it's considered a garage, and then if you need a garage, you need a concrete driveway going up to it. If I put a driveway in all the way up to it, which I wouldn't want to because I'd lose some nice trees, that would impede on the neighbor's lawn because of the shape of the property. So then the other option would be just add on another garage to the house, and we'd run into the same problem there. We'd impede on the neighbor's property. So I'm not looking for a garage to put cars in, I'm looking for a space to do my own work.
Anybody else? Madam Clerk, you call the roll? Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, guys.
Roll call for item number 9. Trustee Brady.
No.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. You don't, Dan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't ask. Anyone from the public here to comment? No, motion carries. You don't have to stay, Dan, you're good to go if you'd like to leave. Try to find lumber now. Before we continue on to item 10, just want Pat Carr, you know the family better than most. Could you talk about the Brunings?
Absolutely. Just wanted to let everybody know we lost a longtime retired employee, Ron Bruning, this afternoon. He was a great employee here. He was a mentor to me. Him and his wife, Judy, we keep Judy in our prayers. And, you know, Ron, again, was a great person and great village resident here in Tinley Park. So I'd just like everybody to remember Ron for his years of service for the village of Tinley Park.
Thank you, Pat. Item number 10, trustee Mahoney.
I move to consider adopting resolution number 2021-R066, approving a memorandum of agreement with the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 150.
I'll second that.
The Village of the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 150, have been discussing a 2-year wage reopener agreement. Highlights include a cost of living adjustment of 2% for the May 1st, 2020 and May 1st, 2021 fiscal years. Step increases which will be based on the employee's performance review. The union has also agreed to withdraw all outstanding grievances. The village will provide a one-time $500 insurance payout. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Dennis. Anyone from the board have any comments? Anyone from the public here to comment?
Roll call for item number 10, trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 11, trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting ordinance number 2021-0-051, granting variations for a lot, bulk, and principal structure setbacks at 6303 175th Street.
We have a second?
I'll second it. Thank you, trustee Brennan. The petitioner, Randy Ludke, is requesting variations to permit a subdivision that includes a corner lot that is below the minimum size and width requirements for the R2 zoning district. Variations for the home's existing setbacks are also being considered. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on July 15, 2021, and voted 7-0 to recommend approval of the variations in accordance with the plans, conditions, and findings of facts listed in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thanks, Mike. Anyone from the board have any comments? Anyone from the public here to comment?
Roll call for item number 11, trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Good luck, Randy. Item number 12.
Randy.
Huh?
One more for Randy. Yeah.
He's good. Item number 12. He's got to go.
I make a motion to consider adopting resolution number 2021-R-070, approving and accepting a final plat of subdivision for Randy Ludke at 6303 175th Street.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Bill. Go ahead, Mike.
The petitioner, Randy Ludke, has requested final plat of approval for the subdivision of property located at 6303 175th Street and 2 lots in the R2 Single Family Residential Zoning District. The Plan Commission reviewed the final plat of subdivision at the July 15th, 2021 meeting and recommended approval with a vote of 7-0. This resolution is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Mueller. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public?
Roll call for item 12, trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 12, receive comments from staff. Anyone? Go ahead, Donna.
I had a couple fun things. This weekend, we're going to have the Music in the Plaza featuring 5 guys named Mo, and it'll also be our Bench Artist Awards night. We had a cruise night tonight that we had over 209 cars out there, had 209 cars. So a beautiful night, translated to a good show. And a real fun thing, our community engagement coordinator, Nicole, just texted me. We've been putting out video snippets featuring our benches, and the one featuring the weekend had, 20 minutes in, had 20,000 views.
No.
So it's going kind of viral, pretty exciting.
Great.
So,
Thanks, Donna.
Fun
You
stuff.
guys in Public Works and Police are doing a great job. Fire, go ahead.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight to National Night Out. We had participation from the county, state, federal agencies, as well as police, fire, public safety here. I know that I saw everybody out here, so thanks for attending. It was a great event.
That was
Thanks,
awesome.
Chief. Anyone to the left? No? Anyone in the front row? Anyone to the right? No? You don't want to say anything?
I think Greg is the last one.
Your first day, Roxanne? Okay.
No, that's okay.
Should we welcome her?
All right. Now the fun begins, as he's out in the hallway. Item number 14. Oh, not yet. Receive comments from the board. Anyone from the board care to comment?
I had one comment.
Go ahead, Mike.
I just wanted to address some comments made during the last board meeting. I wasn't able to be there with a family event, but I did want to point out, Kimberly was being a little too modest about the permit review process and how we get those out the door. We've had our permit techs working weekends to try to address some of the load that we've had, and we're still working through the staffing issues there. So I did want to give kudos to those that have been working on Saturdays and trying to address that problem that we know we have in the Community Development Department, and we're working our hardest to get those resolved. And then in the future, we're certainly working on the stuff that Kimberly talked about with the technology upgrades and making all those processes more streamlined. So thank you, Kimberly, for staying on top of all
Got
that.
this. Mr. Brady.
Yes, sir. I'd just like to mention, I like to see, we think about this for next year, not to have a meeting on National Night Out, so we can all be out there and enjoy it, and see the people, and a lot of people were there tonight, as the chief could testify, and I was his bodyguard. And,
Is that why he's bruised?
yes. So I just like to see us move the meeting next year, so it's not on National Night Out.
I asked Dave at the National Night Out if we can, next year, move it either to a Monday or a Wednesday, whatever works best for staff and the board. So we're ready on that.
Well, I mentioned it 2 years ago.
Should have talked to the mayor.
Thank you.
I just
You're
wanted to
welcome.
address real quick the shred event, although I wasn't personally there talking to some board members. It seemed like it was a really good turnout, really good things that the board, staff, Public Works, and everybody else, Orland Township that was involved with to help out the community. So this is what it's all about. So thanks, everybody, for the hard work and efforts that everybody put in.
There was a lot of compliments. People who went, they said it was just well organized, and so I was happy to be a part of it.
Very good.
Clerk?
As was I.
Good. Yeah, it was a great event. Thank you, Mr. Brady, as always, who is at every single event that exists in the Midwest, whether it's Michigan or Trustee Sullivan, thank you for being there. Clerk Therian and the Orland Township, our Public Works were there.
And the volunteers. Kids,
Yep, the
they were-
volunteers getting getting their community service hours. And it was nice to see Bill Brady and their staff. That was one well-oiled shredding event machine. So thank you
No
for all
problem.
your fellow comrades. Next is item 15, receive comments from the public. Go ahead, Laura.
Tonight's meeting notice includes the village's recognition that the state has entered Phase 5 of the recovery, but includes temporary rules for public participation that include a restriction on public comment to 3 minutes instead of the ordinance authorized 6 minutes. As those rules note, the mayor issued those rules supposedly in order to promote social distancing. Not only do the rules not make any sense, considering that public comment can be taken via telephone, those temporary rules are illegal. On February 5th of 2019, the Illinois Attorney General issued 2018 PAC 51665 request for review letter, where they specified and made clear for this board, under the plain language of Section 2.06G, a public body must establish and record rules and may restrict public comment only pursuant to those rules. And they also reference Public Access Opinion Number 14009 that was issued on September 2nd of 2014. They go on to state and reference PAC Request for Review Letter 45126, issued April 6th, where it noted that established and recorded public comment rule codified in the village code governed rather than a rule displayed during each meeting. Let me repeat that. Comment rule codified in the village code governed rather than what's displayed during each meeting. And they also reference Request for Review Letter 50791, established and recorded public comment rule governed rather than rules stated in an agenda. Again, members of the board, the Attorney General is telling you, particularly you, Mr. Conley, and your law firm, since you're supposed to be giving him advice, established and recorded public comment rule governed rather than rules stated in the agenda. Mr. Conley, Mr. O'Grady, and Mr. Glotz are specifically well aware of these rules, because Mr. Glotz got a letter on September 30th of 2020 in 2020 PAC 64882. I'm glad you find this really amusing, some of you up there with your little smiles and smirks. September 30th. Yeah, go on.
Speak. Floor's yours, sir.
2020 PAC 64882, sent specifically to Mr. Glotz. To make it possible for public bodies to continue to function during the COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Pritzker issued executive orders relaxing OMA's in-person requirement. But Section 2.06G of OMA has not changed. And they said, if you have not recorded and established the rules, you have to. These temporary rules are illegal.
Your public comment is over, Mr. Eberhart. Thank you, sir. Have a nice night, sir.
I want my objection added to the 6
Can't.
minutes.
Mr. Eberhart, your time is over. Mr. Eberhart, your time is over. Mr. King, will you please escort him out, please? His time is over. How many times am I going to have to tell you, Mr. Eberhart? Please, please.
To afford people 6 minutes.
You did, sir. Mr. Eberhart, please. Mr. Eberhart, Mr. King, will you please?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Felony, Mr. Glotz.
Well. Felonies. Item number 16. I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss. Oh, sorry, Mr. Stockless. Yep, please step up to the mic, sir. My apologies. At least he has a new suit.
Wrinkle as always. Couple quick questions. Has anybody reached out to Metro to find out what their plans are for the train tracks over 80th Avenue? Because residents, on Facebook, all you're seeing are complaints about, how bad they are.
Yes, John Urbanski, as they have plans to fix that in the spring.
So we have to put up with it all winter before, as it gets worse.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
at least
it's at least.
at least it's an
on
answer.
their schedule, so, yeah, in the next 6, 9 months.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of engineering, planning, they got the county. But luckily, with Colby and John, as soon as it was brought to their attention, they got an answer less than 12, 14 hours that they committed to replacing the tracks next year, which is awesome.
Which is better than what I get from Frankfurt Square Park District about all the money they spent on the repaving the walking path that they haven't seal coated yet, and it's already starting to crack, so.
You won't get that with Colby and John. and
I know, I
VOTP.
never get it with Kobe and John.
Nope.
John apologizes when he's on vacation, and I accidentally emailed him because I didn't know he was on vacation.
Lucky he got it, it's probably in his bucket truck.
In Hawaii. This probably goes to our great project that's going on in the city, Magnuson. Is there any way we can get those people in here for a meeting to find out what's going on? I have residents complaining left and right that it's been an 18-month project that's going on almost 5 years now. So maybe if they could answer to the board as to what's going on, we might get some answers.
What property are you talking about?
Magnuson,
The residences, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they submitted their second set of construction drawings that the village did a review on, and it's on hold because of the planning comments that we're trying to address. The village actually is utilizing an outside architect firm to make that review and understand how it's in compliance with the planning and development. I spoke to them today. They were supposed to get me their final reports on Friday, but now it's gonna be more next week. I spoke to the architect today, and we're looking to schedule something next week. So essentially, it is on hold because of the village's review, but it doesn't excuse some of the delays in the submittal process, but, you know.
3 years in running.
Yeah, but, I mean, they were doing the extensive foundation work for a while, but now the vertical part is on hold because of.
It wasn't extensive, it just took forever and a year.
Yeah, well,
We have to look at it every day.
I understand, yeah.
Is there supposed to be a site board up for whatever permits they do have?
I was looking into that because I used to, I thought at one point
They had one
something. I don't
initially.
know where it went, I don't know if the trailer got moved or whatever.
It was basically on the fence.
Yeah,
You know, so do they have an electrical permit?
when they had their foundation work, there was some electrical in that. Any other work, is outside of the scope of the foundation permit.
Mr. Stockley, your 3 minutes is up, sir.
But I wasn't speaking the whole time, though. Could I have one more question?
It's 3 minutes of comment. If anyone from the board would like to extend it, that's up to them, not up to me.
I'll make a motion to extend it one question.
Is there a second?
Second.
You want to call the roll now, Pat? Yeah, we have to
Sure,
call.
yeah, call the roll.
You call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
You know, 3 minutes, sir.
With the storm sewers that were just installed, why are there dips? Why are they so high up? They're about even with the pumping station. There's a valley in between with a fire hydrant down there. On the west side, there's sewer lines that are storm sewer catch basins that are 8 feet below the sewer line back there, more towards the creek. How is this even, for what reason is the storm sewer raised so high with the surrounding property? The storm sewers are basically set at ground level right now as I look from the townhouses, which, from what I can see, is going to cause flooding issues, not only for the single-family houses behind it, but the townhouses to the west of it.
I don't know, I know Colby, you responded to that inquiry before, I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the final grading, it's not all established well. I mean, what they have right now does not, they need to make adjustments to those storm structures to get everything to match the final grade. But because of the fact that some of these buildings, the layout and how the elevations are established, or haven't officially been established, there'd be some regrading that needs to be done to.
So they're gonna be raising the fire hydrant that's 10 feet below the storm sewer.
Yes.
Which means it's gonna be totally flat between the pump station and the storm sewers, where right now there's a valley in there.
You're going north-south, right?
I'm going east-west. Behind the pump station,
Yeah.
there's a fire hydrant down there,
Yeah,
about 10 feet below where the storm sewers are at.
10 feet below.
Yes. That's why I asked if you could come out and meet with me and Mike, so we could discuss these things. But Mike was on vacation when we had this email chain. And there's also manhole covers on the west side towards the creek that are 10 feet below the sewer line. So I don't see how the storm sewer and these manhole covers, which obviously I didn't go back there to see if they're sanitary, if they're storm sewer manhole covers back there, if they're what they were, but how can a storm sewer be above those sewer lines or those manhole covers and the fire hydrant that's there?
Well, all the storm sewer drains all the way south of you, all the way to the detention pond south of you. So the elevation it has to be that high in order to get possible.
So you're talking the retention pond that's all the way back behind the single-family houses?
Correct.
It runs all the way underneath?
It runs that far, yes, it does.
Okay.
The north half goes to the north portion, the south half goes all the way back there.
Okay, and the silt fencing, they're not required to have silt fencing all the way around where they dug for the silt fencing, or the storm sewers?
where they have the storm sewer back behind there.
Yeah.
No, they just have to have it around where they're actually doing.
And Mr. Stocklose, your time is up, sir. Please, please, thank the board.
Thank you, board.
I didn't vote. I don't want to be part of the felony. I did not vote.
I didn't want to be part of the felony either.
So just call Colby, send him an email, and you guys can set up to get out there.
Okay.
Great.
Set the time.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else like to comment? You guys good? Okay. Item 16. I would like to ask for a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the following. A, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. B, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. And C, discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under this act, whether for the purpose of approvals by the body of the minutes or the semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by section 2.06.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. I don't think Bill can second it right now. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Roll call for item number 16, motion to adjourn. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion is carried, and we are adjourned at 8:22 PM. Thank you, everyone. We will not be coming back.